Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing? Vacation vlog number 2. Well, not really. I think this is like vacation vlog number 3 or number 4 or something like that. But I called last night's vlog. I didn't know, I had no idea for a title. I mean, after 7 years, I think this is like the 8th year I've run out of titles. I know people try to figure out where I come up with the titles for my vlogs. Honestly, I have no idea. I literally sit down and I like think of something that I said in the video. I'm like, oh yeah, I said that in the video. I call the vlog that. There's like no rhyme or reason to the titles for the vlogs. So anyway, happy vacation vlog, whatever. That's what I should call this. It is currently, oh, my friend Nikki just texted me. What did she say? Hold on. Let's see what Nikki said. Nikki and I have been texting back and forth. Oh, she's so sweet. Okay, so, hi Nikki, how are you? Oh, Nikki, you're so fun. You're so fun, you blow my mind here, Nikki. What was I gonna say? Oh, and I just got off the phone with Tanya Jean. I was talking to Tanya Jean. Tanya's been friends with this gal since she was 18 years old, like really good friends. And, but her friend lives in the hometown that Tanya grew up in, which is about an hour and a half from Indianapolis. So they're not going to see each other very often. So this weekend, her friend came from Sunday to Tuesday and stayed and like they hung out together. I was like, what'd you guys do? And she's like, we literally did nothing. She's like, I made her shrimp scampi one night because it's like her favorite meal. And she's like, we just like got in bed and like talked and like, it was like we were 18 years old again. So she was telling me all about that and I was telling her about her trip and stuff like that. So I gave her like, she already got the vlog. Somebody commented in a video that I did earlier. So I filmed a drama video today and had some things to say. So go check that out. I'm not repeating it over here. We're done talking about that. So anyway, but I sat here last night and I filmed it with this lighting and people were like, oh my God, the lighting is amazing. Well, the lighting, this is where it kills me when, I'll never forget watching, what was that show? Chrisley Knows Best, you know? And the young son wanted to start like a gaming channel on YouTube. And Todd Chrisley, like, I don't know why I remember this. I always remember the most bizarre stuff. But anyway, he made him come up with a list of like how expensive it would cost to like start this gaming channel and what he needed. And he needed like ring lights and like all this kind of stuff, right? And special software and cameras, and it came to like $1,000 or I can't remember. It was expensive though. And I was like, that is so not true. Like, you do not need all that stuff. Maybe for like gaming channels. Gaming channels are a little bit more intense, so you need some of that stuff. But what's so funny is like, I'm literally like sitting in front of our, like the sliding glass door. Somebody commented on the vlog and they said, why do you call, they said they were gonna ask me in my hotel room tour. I don't know who you are. I was just reading through all the comments on the vlog before I talked to Tanya Jean. Or after I talked to Tanya Jean, I don't remember. But anyway, somebody said, why do you call the balcony the patio? I have no idea. I didn't even realize that I did that. So funny. So, yeah. So I started, like, back in the day, like, the Peterisms channel, because I have these things I say that are kind of like Peterisms. So I guess, like, me calling the balcony, this is obviously a balcony. It's not a patio. I don't know why. Probably because I'm so used to just, like, sitting on the patio out front. By the way, I'm having a Diet Dr. Pepper. Okay, I am going to be doing a weight loss journey this week. It's gonna be an interesting weight loss journey. This is not gonna be a good week. I have so many snacks sitting inside right now. I can see Pringles, and then I have sour cream and cheddar chips, sour cream and onion Pringles, and then I have those goldfish with extra blast, you know, the gold, not real goldfish. You have to say that, you know, because people get confused. They're like, I thought you were a vegetarian. No, the goldfish crackers. Alex actually got me hooked on this. And then, I don't know why, but I've been craving these ever since we've been down here. You know those, like, cheese and crackers? You know, like, they're like the square crackers with the cheese. They're real cheap. You know, you get them at the gas station. Tanya Jean loves those. And for some reason, I have been, like, craving those like crazy. Well, when we went to Walgreens the other day, they have like a box of like the orange crackers with the peanut butter on the inside. Those are like my favorite. Well, actually my favorite are these ones. I don't think they make them anymore, but they're like called toasted wheat. And they have like some kind of special cheese inside of them. My stepmom used to get them back in the day when I was like in high school, and I love those. my stepmom always got the best snacks. Whenever I would go over their house, they always had like the best snacks. And so she had these, oh, they were called wheat and cheese crackers is what they called. Toasted wheat and cheese. They were so good. And so they were like whole wheat toasted crackers. Maybe they weren't toasted. Those are different, aren't they? I think they were called wheat and cheese, and they were like whole wheat crackers with like cheese inside of it. But it wasn't like regular cheese. It was kind of like sharp cheddar or whatever. But anyway. So I got a box of those. There's like 6 packets that come in there. They're like just 4 in a little thing. That's enough. And then I got, those new ruffled Cheez-Its that I'm really into. The cheddar and ranch. I couldn't believe they have those at Walgreens because I got those at the airport. And then I'm looking to see what else I have. Oh, I got like a little small package of honey roasted peanuts, but I haven't eaten those yet. Alex loves, I think he likes unsalted peanuts. So he has a big jar of those. His snacks are like this, and my snacks for being on a weight loss journey are like this. He got candy too. And then I got peanut M&Ms. I got something else chocolate over there. Oh, and then I got these 3 chocolate bars that I'm thinking about doing a review on. Maybe I should just like turn around and do that review when I get done with this. Because tonight when I get done with this vlog, so, I mean, it's relatively early still, but I want to be on the beach tomorrow by noon because I don't know what it is, but I am sleeping so well. Like, this bed in this hotel room is so unbelievably comfortable. I mean, it's just a plain bed, but there's something about it that is so comfortable. I slept until 1:30 today. I like rolled over. Alex was still in bed, but he was like, you know, looking at TikToks and stuff like that. He has AirPods in. And he's like, are you gonna get up so we can go down to the beach? And I was like, yeah. And I was so slow moving. Alex went down the beach and got our chairs for us. I did not get to the beach until like 2:45 today. So, and I can see I still got like a lot of color. Like I'm like, my shoulders are kind of burned and stuff like that. I brought down this, I bought it on Amazon. I used to have the little cups that you could get at like Meijer. We get them at the Meijer. And they're the Neutrogena, I thought I just walked out here. The Neutrogena Hydra Boost hydrating face masks, but they come in a jar. I think I showed it in like an Amazon haul on my Peter Does Stuff channel. And then I have the Laneige hydrating lip mask, and so he's in the bathroom. He was in the bathroom putting that on. So I was like, his face is real red, and I said, you need to do that. So yeah, so we got down to, well, last night, let me talk about last night. So last night, we got done with the vlog. We went inside and we watched RuPaul's Drag Race, and then we watched Untucked, which is the after show, and then Alex was like falling asleep watching it, so he went to bed. And then I was like, well, I want to watch Fellow Travelers. I had 2 episodes. Well, I really only had 1.5, well, like 1 3/4 of an episode, because I had started, there's I think 8 episodes, and I'm on well, I was on the 7th episode. I was like 10 minutes into it. I guess I had like 50 minutes, because they're like an hour long each. And somebody just recommended a show to me that I need to look up. I've been like, people have been sending me these recommendations. So a lot of people have sent me a recommendation for Palace Royale, which is about Palm Beach, or Palm Royale or something. That's why Alex was watching them on Watch What Happens Live, because I was telling him about the show tonight. He was like, oh, that's why they were both Kristen Wiig and Ricky Martin are both on it, and people have been telling me it's really good. It's on Apple TV. I love the Apple TV shows, but I'm not gonna watch it until it's all out. I can't, unless it's something I am dying to see. I can't, like True Detective, I'm so glad I waited, and I watched the first episode, and I'm so glad I waited until the rest of it was out, because it was better binge watching it. I love to binge watch a show. I don't want to have to wait till the next week. I never thought I'd be that person, but I just can't. But I was like looking through the Apple shows. Has anybody seen Constellation? That looks really good. I like kind of like the space shows. Isn't that funny? Like, I'm not a big science fiction person or anything like that, but I love space shows and stuff like that. So, and some like, well, I love, what's it called? Not apocalyptic, like the Hunger Games. What's that called? Why can't I think of that word? Dystopian. I love like dystopian shows, you know, I guess kind of like apocalyptic shows, or like the end of the world kind of shows. I do love those too. And catastrophic shows, like when, you know, like earthquake and volcano, when something's gonna happen to the earth and, you know, everybody's like trying to get out alive safe. Like, I love watching those shows. I've loved those since I was a little kid. We used to watch, my mom and I would watch those movies back in the day, like Airport 75 and Airport 77. Do you guys remember those movies? Anyway, so, I'm in there, I'm looking at my snacks. So I filmed the vlog, then I was uploading the vlog while RuPaul's Drag Race was on, and then there was this video that I wanted to make, and I was like, I had it like outlined, some things I wanted to say, and I was gonna get up today, and when he went down to get our seats on the beach, I was just gonna film it real quick. It ended up being like 50-some minutes long. I really didn't honestly think it was gonna be that long. And so I was like, last night when he went to bed, I had the 2 episodes to watch, and so I was like, well, I'll just film this video real quick. Well, it ended up being almost an hour, and so, but I needed to film that video. I needed to say what I needed to say. For those of you that have watched it, and those of you that have been so supportive of me, I just want to say, your support, your loyalty, your love, your kindness it feels like being, I know this is going to sound so cheesy, it's like Mean Girls, you know, when they say rainbows and unicorns or whatever, but it really feels like being enveloped in like a huge hug. It really does. And so I needed, like, I don't know what it was about last night, but I needed to film that video, say what I needed to say, and I needed to move on from it. And you know, I filmed that last night, and I woke up today, and it was like, this weight was lifted off my shoulders. I felt like 100% better. Which is okay, you know, anyway. So, so yeah, so I filmed that last night, and then I uploaded that while I was watching Fellow Travelers. And I talked to somebody on the phone last night. Who did I talk to? I can't remember. I talked to a couple people last night, which was late. And then just checking in with people. And then the video was like getting to, oh, I was also working on the hotel room because I hadn't, like, remember when I was filming my vlog, I thought that I deleted it. So I was also uploading that at the same time. So I was working on that going in and out. Anyway, I finished the 7th episode of Fellow Travelers, but I didn't finish the 8th episode, which is the last one. I was like, I'll just save it for tomorrow night after we get back from dinner. And then I'll have something to watch. I really honestly didn't know if I was gonna vlog or not tonight. I was like, well, you know, we're gonna be back soon. Maybe I'll just wait till we get back to, you know, vlog. And I was like, no, like Alex is in there and he's like looking at TikTok, so he's doing that face mask right there, or doing the hydrating face mask and washing his face and all that kind of stuff right now. So we're doing treatments to his hair and things like that. So anyway, today we got up and we went to the beach. It's interesting, there's like not a lot of people like at the hotel that we're staying at go to the beach. There's a lot of families here right now because it's like spring break, but it's not, but I say that, but it's not like, this hotel is not, there's not a lot of like families from the United States here. It's like families from like Europe, or there's a lot of European families here right now. And I mean, you can just hear because of like the languages and like when they're talking about like Alex was talking to somebody and they're like, oh, we're here for like, you know, 2.5 weeks or something like that and whatever. But a lot of kids. But none of them go to the beach, which is really interesting. They all go to like the pool. The pool's like, you can see it's right down here. It's beautiful. But they all go to the pool. So the beach is really like, I mean, honestly, it's really not that crowded at all. And so, especially like, I was like yesterday and then today we were both like a seat away from people. So we're not like right next to somebody. Nowhere on the beach would you be right next to somebody. And the water is beautiful. It was so interesting because it's cold, like when you first get in, but because it's not that warm down here. It's like 78 to 80. But like, I got in the water and I mean, I was in it like a minute and I was like, oh, this is fine. And I was out there and like, today I was out there, it's like every time I went out there, this guy that was like, this dad that was sitting like next to us with his family, like he was, like none of them were even getting in the water. They were like the only family on the beach. He had like teenage daughters and they were like eating salads in their chairs and you know, all that kind of stuff. But anyway, I mean, they were real friendly, all of them. But he, like, I would go get in the water and then he would get in the water and we were like talking as we were standing next to each other. We were in there was like other people in the water, but the water really, it's wavy, but it's really nice. The water is clear here and smoother bottom, and it's like, what do you call them? Sandbars go out forever. I mean, like you can literally be like a half a mile out, and it's like comes up to like your calves. Seriously. And so I got in the water twice, and I was listening to music. I didn't listen to any of my book today. I didn't read any of my book because we were out there that long. We were out there from like what time did I say I got out there? Like 2:45, something like that. 2:45 to like, I think we left at like 4:30 or something, because I wanted to get in the pool and I also wanted to relax because we had reservations for dinner tonight. And so I always like to get in the pool before I go up. That's like my thing. Like I know this is gonna sound crazy to people, but like before I take a shower for the night, whatever, I like to lay down and take a little nap and relax and put on my comfy clothes, my pajamas. I like to smell like all chlorine-y, like from the pool. Like I love that smell of like being in I love that. Whether it's the pool at home. People keep on asking me if I think the pool's gonna open. I keep on doing these Q&A things. I did one, if you wanna ask me a question, I did it on Instagram. I'm gonna do that video. I don't know when I'm gonna do it. But if you could ask me one question and one question only, but you had the lasso of truth around me, so I had to answer it 100%, like exactly on, like honestly how I feel. What would that question be? People are asking me really good questions, like questions I've never gotten asked before. Really good questions. If you want to, this will be up and there'll still be like 12 or 14 hours left on the Instagram. So if you want to go over my Instagram stories and ask a question. Plus, I like showed the beach today, showed the pools, showed the restaurant tonight and everything. And we went to the Palace Bar and saw a drag show. So if you want to go see any of that, that's all over there too, and on Alex's. So anyway, yeah, so we went to the pool afterwards. Well, the pool was so busy at like 4:30, so I mean like every chair was taken. We found 2 chairs, but like every chair was taken. And it's like, I got in the pool and it was like 40 kids, and I mean it was fun. They were well behaved, you know, they're nothing, but it was a lot. So Alex was like, do you want to go to the rooftop pool? And I was like, oh yeah, let's go to the rooftop pool. Because it's like adults only, and there's like a restaurant next to it and stuff. So we went to the rooftop pool. The last time that we went to this rooftop pool, which was a couple years ago, it was like, there was like a DJ up there and it was really loud and it was packed. We went up there today. I think there was maybe like every 3rd chair was taken by like a couple, and there was like maybe 3 people in the pool. It's this huge pool that runs the length of the hotel and it overlooks the beach. It's gorgeous. And I was like, this is where we should have been. The beach to the rooftop pool. This is fantastic. So we had a really great day. And yeah, and so then we came back to the room, and oh, before I went to the beach, I got iced coffee too. Talked to the woman there. She was like, we're talking, and her accent was beautiful, and I was asking her where she was from. She was from Brazil, and I was asking her what languages she spoke. She spoke like 4 languages. She was really, really nice. And so anyway, yeah, so that was fun. I got coffee, and then I went to the beach, and so then tonight we have reservations. So, because Alex really wanted to go, all the times we've been down here, and we used to stay right next to it, we've never gone to the Versace Mansion restaurant, which I guess is called Gianni's. I thought it was called like Casa Casanara or something like that, or Villa Casanara. I don't, maybe that's the hotel. I think there's like a hotel you can stay there too, but it didn't look like it tonight. It looked like maybe they closed that part down and it's just a restaurant now. I don't know how it works, but anyway. But Alex has like wanted to go eat there forever. At first I was kind of like weird about it. I was kind of like, this is kind of weird. But then I was like, you know, this is like a historic site as well. And like, having grown up wanting to like be a fashion designer when I was in high school, Gianni Versace was absolutely somebody that I like followed and used to get the Versace catalogs. I don't even know how I don't remember how I got them. I used to get the big Versace catalogs in the mail that had like Linda Evangelista and Chrissy Turlington on the cover of them and stuff like that, you know, way back in the day. And I remember my dad went to Italy, he and my stepmom, and they asked me, they're like, what do you want from Italy? Like, you know, and like, you want like a, you know, hoodie or like, you know, some souvenir or whatever. I said, I want a shirt from the Versace store, and I think it was Milan or something like that. My dad was like, okay. And I'll never forget, he brought me this like, it was like this silk, and it was like a sailor shirt, you know, blue and white stripes, but it was like thin, and I'll never forget that. And I had that shirt, literally, I had that shirt for like, it said Versace on the back of it, or in the tag and everything. I had that shirt for like, I mean, I probably got that shirt when I was like 16, and I finally got rid of it when I was like 35, because it finally had a hole down at the very bottom in it. I was like, I've got to get rid of this shirt. But I had that shirt forever. I also had another silky shirt, and I used to steam it, and I like steamed it, but the iron got real close and it like burnt through it. My dad brought me those 2 shirts. But anyway, so yeah, I think that's where he got them. Like, did he get those in Chicago? No, maybe I'm thinking he got them in Chicago. Maybe did he give me one in Chicago, maybe one in Italy. I don't remember, but I was a huge fan of Gianni Versace. And I think because, like, I don't know if you guys like grew up in my era and you remember like the fashion shows, and he'd like come down at the end and it would always be like Linda Evangelista and Christy Charlington and Naomi Campbell. They'd all be like right behind him, you know? And that whole supermodel era was just like so cool and so enticing for me when I was that age, you know? And I can remember like when he was, you know, shot and killed, and it was like devastating. We watched, Alex and I watched a show with, what was his name? Darren Criss. It was a fantastic show. I mean, it was sad, but it was brilliantly done by Ryan Murphy. So to go to the house, I kind of was like, this is kind of weird, but at the same time, I kind of thought this is a historic place, you know? It's so different inside than I thought that it would look like. We've walked by it a million times. It's, well, not a million, but obviously, you know, like every time we used to come to Miami, because we used to stay on Ocean. It's on Ocean Drive, right across from the ocean. To think that, like, he lived in this house, like, literally right across the street from the ocean on Ocean Drive, right? It's so crazy. And so, first of all, we had reservations at 8, and we finally got seated at, like, 8:35, and there were, like, a million people in there that had reservations, and a lot of people that were just, like, walking in trying to get seats. They keep it very exclusive, so you can't like see where you're sitting or anything like that. And I mean, you can kind of like walk a little bit around the house, but not really. They said on like slower days you can walk upstairs and go around. I think that there might be a hotel upstairs. I'm not really sure, but anyway, it's a lot different than I thought. In all honesty, I thought it would be like a lot of like gold, ornate, like Versace signs. It's not that at all. It's just very much like that Spanish, you know, stucco style house. Exactly what it looks like. There's like a water fountain in the middle of it. It's really, you know, but the restaurant area is like, you can tell they've added this staircase that goes down, and it goes like down like to this pool, and they have 2 levels, and that's like where the outside pool was. It was like in the middle of, and I can remember looking in before, it must have been before they had the restaurant, that you could look in and you could see the pool from the street, and that's where it was, and just have this like, you know, like a side of a pool where there's chairs and stuff. Well, now they built it out, and they have like this, the whole restaurant is all around the pool. It's, I mean, it is unbelievably gorgeous in there. The food was fantastic. Alex got a Caesar salad. He said it was great. I got a Greek salad. It was so good. The feta was so good. But you can't go wrong with a Greek salad, you know. And then we both got this pasta that they put like in a cheese wheel or bowl, and then they mix it and they serve it to you. We both got the same thing. It was probably one of the best pastas I've ever had in my entire life. The menu was expensive, but like in all honesty, the pastas really weren't any more expensive, and the salads, I'm kind of like, I don't even really want to tell you guys how expensive like a salad is down here. Like a salad is anywhere from 15 to 20, and I think my Greek salad was like 16 or 18. And pasta down here, at any restaurant you go to, is anywhere from like 18 to like 30. And I think my pasta was like 22 or 26. I mean, it was expensive. But like the fillets on there, I mean, they were comparable to like a steakhouse in Indianapolis. I was kind of surprised. I thought the prices would be like unbelievable. And then Alex had an espresso martini, and I had a Diet Coke. And that was it. I mean, our bill was expensive, but it wasn't like astronomical like I thought it would be. The people were really, really nice at work, though. The people that we talked to that were in there that were waiting and stuff. I talked to this guy from New York, he and his girlfriend. He was like touching the water in the water fountain, and I looked at him and I go, sir. And he looked at me like, and his girlfriend was like sitting down, like, this is while we were waiting. And I said, they had like these strings in the water fountain. I've never seen that before, like these plastic strings, so it like goes in these like lines. You guys, some of you probably know what I'm talking about. But anyway, I go, sir, I said, if you touch the water again, you'll be asked to leave. And he looked at me and goes, oh, I'm really sorry. I go, I'm totally joking. He goes, I thought you worked here. I go, no, I'm totally joking. I got like a bag over my shoulder and stuff like that. I didn't look like I worked there. Well, maybe I did. I don't know. I think you can get away with some of that shit when you're older, you know, because people just don't even question you. But he was really nice. So I talked to him forever, and he's like, man, I can't wait to get some lamb chops. I was like, lamb chops? He's like, yeah, I heard this place has great lamb chops. He goes, I cannot wait. I'm like dying for these lamb chops. And he's like, do you like lamb chops? We were talking about lamb chops. I was like, no. And I've never, like, even before I was a vegetarian, I was real weird about, like, veal and lamb chops and stuff like that. So, but he was really nice. He and his girlfriend were really nice. Everybody was really nice. And then Alex really wanted to go to a drag show at the Palace Bar, which is, like, the gay bar on Ocean Drive, where they do, like, if you've ever walked along Ocean Drive, it used to be, like, at 11th and Ocean. It's now, like, at, like, 12th, 13th, or 14th, like, 12th and Ocean. They moved it. And, they used to, like, if you go to, like, the brunches there, I think they still do it. Like, the drag queens do, like, flips down the sidewalk, and they do, anyway. So we walked in. Well, every table on the outside was taken. I think you have to have reservations. And so we sat inside the bar. It was dead inside. And so we talked to the bartender. He was super, super nice. Which was really interesting to me because I tipped him, but, like, I didn't tip him, like, anything, like, big deal. He's like, oh, my God, thank you so much. I was like... He was like, you didn't have to do that. I was like, I literally tipped you like $10. It wasn't like, I mean, on 2 drinks in Miami, and the drinks are cheap there compared to like other places. I mean, gay bars, drinks are always, that's what, you know. It was funny because, so the MC of the drag show was like asking people, she was like, how many gay guys are here? And there was like a couple, you know, like round of applause. And it was like, you know, how many lesbians? How many straight girls? It was like, how many straight people? And like the whole crowd, it was like all straight people. I love that. I think that's so awesome, you know? And so, but the way they do shows is so bizarre. Like when I used to go see drag shows back in the day, they'd have them at like 10, 11, and 1 or something like that. On like a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night. Well, Sunday nights bars close early, so it wouldn't have been 1, but they'd have them like at 10 and 11, or 9 and 11, or something like that. But then it'd be like drag queen after drag queen after drag. Like when one left the stage, another one came out, you know? That's not how it is. I don't know if it's like that during the brunches, because they have these big brunches that they do there. I don't know if that's how they do it for the brunches, but tonight the show was like, one queen came out, and then, I think it's to keep people there longer, and then 15 minutes later, another queen comes out, and then 15 minutes later, another queen comes out. So it's like a show every 15 minutes with one queen. Well, the queen that we saw was from season 15 of RuPaul's Drag Race. I put her on my thing. Baby doll. I don't remember her. I mean, I remember her being on the show, but like I couldn't tell you one thing that she did on the show. But anyway, she was super friendly. Like she walked inside, like where we were sitting at the bar, and there was these 2 girls next to us. They were really sweet, these 2 girls, and they're like, you could tell like they were like RuPaul's Drag Race lovers, and they were like watching it, and so they were like ordering these drinks off this menu. And they were real excited about these drinks. And so like Alex was talking to him, and the one girl was like, this is the first drink that we've had tonight. And they were probably like 30 or something like that. They were real sweet. You know you're old when you call 30-year-olds girls, you know what I mean? They were really sweet women. And they were everybody there was really friendly, obviously, you know? And, you know, the gays were so friendly. But anyway, well, I mean, they weren't. Most of the people there weren't even gay, which was so weird. But anyway, which the MC kind of made jokes about. She's like, y'all like to come out and see us gays, like just dress up in clown outfits and do high kicks and stuff like that. But anyway, so these women were so excited about these drinks, so they ordered them off the menu. I don't know why. Is that the moon? Remember last night I thought that was the moon, or that was in my other video. I thought this was the moon over here. It's not, it's a room. But the moon is full tonight almost, because when we were walking, we walked all the way back. From Alex was like, do you want to get an Uber, or do you want to walk back? I was like, we can walk back. And I wore those Gucci loafers tonight, or those mules, and they were so comfortable to walk back, and I couldn't even believe it. I was like, oh my God, these were so comfortable. So I was looking at the bartender, who is like 6'5", and like very good looking guy, big beard, very, very like muscular and whatever. And he was like laughing with Alex and I, and he was like talking to us and like, you know, asking us like where we're from. He was a super friendly, nice guy. Everybody that worked there was real friendly. But anyway, so he was like making this drink, and it was like Malibu, and then it was like grenadine, and then it was like coconut water, And he like looked at me out of the corner of his eyes, and I was like, I went like that, because I hated fruity drinks when I used to drink. I mean, every once in a while, like a Long Island or something, but, and I looked at him and he goes, it was so funny. And I go, what is that? And he goes, just wait. And so, around the edge had a pink sugar rim, like a margarita, but it was pink sugar on this glass. And then he poured the drink. I can't remember what else he put in it. It was like cranberry juice or something, but it was like, it looked sweet. I can't remember what it was. But the drink looked so sweet. It was like pink drink, right? And so he puts these drinks down in front of these girls, and these girls were so excited, these women. And this woman goes, she goes, it's, I can't believe that the camera stopped right when I hear that. Look at here. This is what happens to the tripod. Do you see that? Okay. And this is why I just stop it, because it takes me a couple seconds to adjust it. So anyway, but tonight you get the full special effects. She was so excited. She goes, it's called the Barbie. It was the first one on the menu. They had like all these specialty drinks that were like named after like characters and stuff. That drink, sure. I looked at her and I said, do you feel like Barbie? She goes, I feel like Barbie. I was like, they were so sweet. But anyway, so he stayed for one show, and then Alex was like, I was like, are you ready to go? And he was like, I said, you can have another drink if you want to. I'm like, ready to go. Because he had a drink and I had a Red Bull, which is probably why I'm like ready to watch TV. See, why did I do that? Well, because like when I don't love, okay, the thing is, when I go to bars to have like a bottle of water or a Red Bull, like a bottle of water I can close it, a Red Bull I can hold like this, and we were at the bar so I can have it right in front of me. I do not like to have open glasses at bars. It makes me very, very nervous that somebody would put something in my drink. If you guys do not know the story, I think it was the first time that Alex and I ever came to, we stayed in Fort Lauderdale with his friend, with our friend that lives in Denver now, and Alex got roofied, and it was supposed to be for me, because I think we've talked about this on couples videos before. It was a Diet Coke. Well, I thought there was like, Diet Coke smelled funny to me, and I was like, this smells funny. And Alex is like, I go, can you taste it for me to see, because I always smell drinks before I drink them. If I get like a Diet Coke to make sure it's not like rum and Coke or something. And I go, can you taste this to make sure that there's no alcohol in it? And Alex took this drink and he was like, there's no alcohol in that. And I like went and I smelled it again. It smelled off to me, and I almost went to go taste it. I go, can you please try to taste again? And Alex took like this huge chug of this. It was like in one of those red, like big, like pizza. It was like this cheap gay bar. But anyway, and I was like, I think the place has since closed down. It was next to this, clothing store. This cracks me up, I don't know why. This gay men's clothing store that was called Tops and Bottoms. Like, tops and bottoms, but you know, not. Okay, so anyway, but they had really cute stuff in that store. But anyway, I remember Alex got this, at this time, these shorts, and it was like, today, I mean, you know my husband, if he watches on Instagram, he loves a good Speedo. Okay, nobody wants to see this in a Speedo. I am not a lover of Speedos. I think my husband looks hot in it, but I'm not somebody that like buy it in large. I think I'm more of kind of like the Gypsy Rose Lee, is that her name? You know, thing like what leaves something to the imagination. So, but like, you know, here, in all honesty, my husband has a cute butt, and I like it in a Speedo, so whatever, he can wear whatever he wants. You know, you get to a point where it's like, your partner does what they want to do, and you sort of like, hey, let them be happy, let them enjoy their life, right? I even bought him a couple Speedos for Christmas and stuff, because he was like, one of these 2 Versace Speedos. Well, oh, I totally forgot about that, the Versace Speedos. So this light blue one that he really wanted. But anyway, so when we were on that trip, at that Tops and Bottoms store, he bought, and it literally came to like mid-thigh, maybe a little bit higher, and it was these blue and white, like navy blue, light blue, and white plaid, like shorts, like swim shorts that like buttoned over like the 50s, like the 1950s. They were so cute. Like if my husband would wear those today. I said something to him about it last summer. He was like, babe, those have not fit me since the first year we were together. Like there's no way. And I was like, just put them on. He couldn't, like, he's like, no, he's like, don't do this to me, because they're so cute. But I was so bent out of shape about that bathing suit, because he put them on and I was like, the whole world is gonna see your business and your package. And I remember that trip he wanted to wear them, and I was like, today I'd be like, wear whatever you want to wear. That's when you get real secure, you know, in your relationship. You know, back then, I was like, I don't know how I feel. Now I'd be like, can you please wear that bathing suit? That bathing suit is hot. I wish, if I could wear that bathing suit today, if I had the body and I could fit into that bathing suit, I would wear that bathing suit today, because that bathing suit would look cute. on me, because it's like a bathing suit. It's not like, you know, a Speedo or anything like that. I mean, there's men my age down here that wear Speedos, but nobody wants to see, I don't want to see that. I don't know. Anyway, so that's my dissertation on bathing suits for the day. So anyway, we went to this, it was St. Patrick's Day, and we went to that bar. Alex had chugged like half that drink. Well, I was not convinced. The drinks smelled weird, so I just put it down and we left the bar. We walked across the street to this other bar that was like really busy that we were meeting some friends at. So we go to this bar, and we're standing there, and myself and our friend had to go to the bathroom. So we went to the bathroom, and Alex was going to order us drinks. All of us. Not me, obviously, Diet Coke, right? We come back, and Alex is like all slooped down. Like, I mean, they were like, you need to get him out of here. He is wasted drunk. We're like, he had one drink across the street. There's no way. He had like 1 or 2 drinks at that point. They were like 2 green beers on St. Patrick's Day. He was like so, like he could not stand up or anything. So we like left and we went back to the hotel room and stuff like that. We were staying in the Hilton. I think it was the Hilton in Fort Lauderdale. And we got back and Alex was like out. I mean, we like got him back to the hotel room and it was like, we couldn't hardly even get him back and he was out. And I'll never forget because my friend and I, like, we stayed up and like watched TV and stuff that night. We were like laughing in the hotel room and whatever. But Alex woke up the next day and had no memory at all. And he was like, the last thing I remember is you like asking me to taste your Diet Coke. And he had like no memory and he felt real like fuzzy and lightheaded, and he like to this day he like swears he got roofied. What's interesting about that is when he was with his brother in San Diego, they went out after they went to Crest, the music festival Alex goes to. And Fufu told me, he was like, because he called me that night, he's like, I don't know what happened. He was like, Alex did not drink, obviously, anything at the music festival. He's like, he didn't even drink. He just like drank like water the whole time that we were there. And he's like, and we left early. And he was like, so we decided to go to this bar. We went to this, like, Alex went to this gay bar that he had gone to like when he was like 19. He went out there to visit a friend. They were there for a half an hour. Alex got home and passed out on the floor. Like, and Fufu was like, I don't know what happened to him, blah, 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 whatever. And the next day, Alex was like, this is the exact same feeling I had when I was in Fort Lauderdale all those years ago. And he was like, I think it's weird that it happened 2 times at a gay bar, you know, that, like, I don't know, it's just, it's weird to me. But, I mean, I've heard a lot of stories, thank God nothing happened to him, you know. So that for that reason, like when I go to bars, like I always like hold my drink like this. I don't even know why tonight I said, I used to get Diet Cokes a lot in bars, but they would put them in like little glasses like this, and I have to hold my hand, like the plastic cups, you know, then you have to hold your hand over it. Because I'm like paranoid about that. So that's why I usually get bottles of water. Every once in a while I get a Red Bull when we're out. I don't know why I got a Red Bull instead of, I don't know, I just like, well, there was like they had like the little, you know, Red Bull refrigerator at the bar. And so Alex ordered a drink and I was like, I guess I'll have a Red Bull or something. I was like, looking at the different Red Bulls. He's like, which one do you want? I was like, I'll have a sugar-free Red Bull. But anyway, so yeah, so that was our night tonight. And then we walked all the way back here. It's a beautiful night. It's not super hot. Like, I think it's supposed to rain tomorrow a little bit, but it's not super hot in Miami. It was like 78 to 80 today, but it was perfect outside. And then tonight it's like, I think it's like maybe 70. It's perfect walking back. So I wore those Gucci mules, those like dress shoes. They were like 100 times more comfortable than my Birkenstocks walking around last night. I couldn't believe it. I thought there's no way I'm gonna walk back, you know, like 20 blocks in these shoes, but sure enough I did it. Got my steps in and everything today. So yeah, and then I'm gonna get this vlog up. I was gonna film that review video, but I'm not really feeling it now. I might just save that till we get back to Indianapolis. Bring the chocolate bars back with me. That might be the thing to do. So, anyway. But yeah, today was a good day. Today was a really, really good day. You know, it's always so good for us to just like have this like this dedicated time to just like spending with each other. And we just like lay in bed and like talk, and like at dinner we just talk about the most random stuff, and we're telling stories about something today. What was I telling him tonight at dinner? I was telling him some story. It's so funny because you think after 15 years, you like know everything about each other. I mean, we're talkers, both of us. So I mean, you know I am, right? So you would think that like after 15 years, you guys know everything about each other, right? But like I still like, there's like still like new things. I mean, we have like very deep conversations. When we were waiting at what was I gonna say? When we were waiting at the restaurant to go eat, I like totally like lost my train of thought. I was like thinking of two different things. Well, one, I was thinking about this family that was sitting there. And then I was thinking about this other family, and then that made me think about this other family that I was sitting there, and they had this baby with them, and this baby was adorable, but this baby would not stop crying, and I was like, oh my god, and this mom just, she was like holding the baby, and it's like the baby's like literally, I mean, there's probably, I'm not lying to you, like 50 people, 60 people like waiting to be sat inside this like waiting area, and they're all standing, and it's like, and she's like, their whole family was sitting on these couches, so the only people that have these couches, and the baby's like, I mean, it's like, the baby's like, I'm like real loud, right? And she's just like, like it's so cute, isn't it? So cute. I'm like, it's cute to you because you're the mom, but it probably isn't even cute to you. And why you have a baby out at 8 o'clock when you have 15 family members with you? I mean, if I were that family, I'd be like, it's like after Fufu's wedding, everybody went out to the bar. And Alex and I were just telling, I don't know if I told this story when we were in San Diego, so I'll tell it now, but I was just I was like, do you remember that from San Diego? So Fufu and Jesse, their like wedding party, they like all went out like to this club afterwards. Well, when we went back to the house, Alex's cousin Nina was staying with us that night, and then Carlitos and Sebastian were staying in this little casita, this little house out back. It was all like gated in, like, and so I was gonna sit out on the back patio and I was gonna catch up on, I think I was watching Survivor or something at the time, I don't even remember, but I had some shows to catch up on, I was gonna watch those. But on the way back, so it was like Carlos, Liliana, Nina, Carlitos, and Sebastian, and Alex's mom. We were all like in the car going back, right? Well, Liliana and Carlos really wanted to go out because they don't ever really get to go out. And I said, why don't you guys just go out with Nina and Alex? Because Alex was leaving from the venue because he had like brought clothes to change, and so he was going out with Fufu and Jesse and their friends because he knew them from going to music, all these friends from like going to music festivals and stuff. And Liliana and Carlos really wanted to go out, and I said, Alex, okay, Angria, my mother-in-law, was not going out. I said, she's not going to go out. I'm not going to go out. I said, the kids can like, he goes, what if we just put on a movie for them to watch? I go, just put on a movie for them to watch. If they want a snack or something, they can come up and get a snack and whatever. Well, it'll be fine. I said, I'm not going to bed anytime early until after you guys are home. I'm going to be watching my shows. They'll be fine. The kids are so well behaved. And I said, we're going to be out. And so, so Alex's mom was like, no, we're going to have like a long talk. I want to talk about the wedding and everything that happened. And I said, okay. So I was like, so she was like, she's like, when we get home, we'll put on our pajamas and we'll sit outside and we'll talk while they're watching a movie. And I said, okay. So Carlos and Liliana got changed and whatever, and they put on like, I think Spider-Man or something like that for Carlitos and Sebastian. And so I'm like waiting, and Nina comes out, and she's like changed and ready to go to the club with Carlos and Liliana, right? And so Carlos was like, you know, had me come down. He was like, okay, he was like, Tio Peter's here, if you need anything, Tio Peter's here, and you know, Abuela's here upstairs and whatever. And so he was like, just if you need something, whatever. And Sebastian was like, can we have snacks? And he was like, you guys can have like one snack each, but like that's up to Tio Peter and Abuela, like what you have, because we had always snacks and stuff like that, right? And so so anyway, so I'm like waiting, and like they're getting their stuff together, and Nina, Alex's cousin, comes out, and she was staying with my mother-in-law that night, like in her room. And I said, where is she at? We've been back here like a half an hour. We were supposed to have this big deep conversation on the back patio. I was gonna make like coffee and all this kind of stuff, right? And she goes, oh, she's asleep. She'd been up all day. Like she got up, like Jesse had her, you know, like the wedding party, like got their hair done, and they did this whole thing. She'd been up since like 6 o'clock. She goes, she is dead asleep. And there she like put her pajamas on. She's like out. I go, oh my God, I got stood up by my mother-in-law. So anyway, they all left and stuff like that, and I went and checked on her. I was like, hungry? And she's like, I am so sorry. She's like, do you care if we do it tomorrow? I was like, no, that's totally fine. Go, just if you get up, I'll be out here and watch TV and whatever. So I was all set up on the patio, which was like right off from the kitchen. It's like you walked out the kitchen, and there was like this big patio, and then it walked down these stairs. And it was like, I think I showed it. They had like this chapel. You couldn't get in the chapel. It was like locked. It was like this big, it's really cool. There was like this little casita. The kids loved it because it had like a TV in there, like this big stand-up van. Like they had like their own little like, you know, apartment back there. So anyway, they both come in at first, and they like I had gotten these Halloween Oreos or something that I was going to try to review, and they were like looking at them. I go, you guys just have them, I'm not going to review them anyway. And so they have these Oreos, and Carlitos was like, how many of them we can have? And I said, just take them all, you guys can have all of them, whatever. And so Sebastian was going to have, like, he wanted like a Coke. I think they had like Coke or some kind of soda in there, which is so interesting because they're not big sugar eaters. Like I remember back in the day, like Alex and I would like, whenever we would see them, bring them like a box or a bag of candy, and they always like, they love those like cuties, those little like nectarine things. You guys know what I'm talking about? They love like fruit and, I mean, always. And they like opt over, they would have fruit over sugar any day, you know? And so I think Carlos and Liliana told them that they could like split a Coke or something like that, and, or whatever. And Carlitos was like, no, like he was like, no, I'm gonna have the Coke and you can have a juice box, or, you know, playing the older brother kind of thing. And Sebastian was like pouting. He's like, okay. And he's like, but then I get more Oreos. And Carlitos was like, fine. And so anyway, they're like walking downstairs. Well, like 10 minutes later, I'm like in a Survivor. I'm like this, right? And all of a sudden I hear these like little steps going up, you know, and it's like Sebastian. He like walks by me like real quiet and goes in the kitchen. Well, it's this huge bay window. I can see like, I'm like sitting like here, like I can see right into the kitchen, right? And so I'm kind of like just like watching to see what he's doing, you know? And he's like in the refrigerator. And he's like got the refrigerator door open. So sweet. And he's like looking in it, and he like pulls out this juice box, and he like looks over at me, and then he like looks back, and he looks over at me, and he like puts it in, and then he like pulls out a Coke, and he like looks over at me, and he like looks down, and he puts the Coke back in, gets the juice box out, and like comes out the door. And he starts going down, he's got his head down. And I said, Sebastian, what's wrong? And he goes, Carlitos wouldn't let me have any of the Coke. And I go, Sebastian, go in there and get a Coke. He goes, I don't want, he goes, my mom and dad will get mad at me because I shouldn't be having a Coke and whatever. And I go, it'll be our secret, you can go have a Coke. The next day we were like on the way to the beach, and that was when I got really sick. Do you guys remember that? We came back and I got sick because I got to the beach, and then I had to leave the beach and stuff. So we're on the way to the beach, and Carlos is driving and whatever. And I said, Liliana, I have to tell you something. And she was like, what? And I said, I felt so bad. I go, I let Sebastian have a, and Sebastian's eyes were like, oh my God, this was our secret. He didn't say that, but he looked at me like that. And Liliana just started laughing. She's like, that's what you had to tell me? I go, yeah. I was like, you know, she goes, oh my gosh. She's like, they have more Cokes at home than they're supposed to. She's like, it was a wedding night. It was special for everybody. So anyway, those kids are so well behaved. I have to tell you, one of the things, Carlos and Liliana have raised them so well. I mean, I feel like in my life, like Tanya and Eric have been such phenomenal parents, you know, the way that they raised Nick, and he has just turned out to be such a unbelievably phenomenal, amazing young man. And Liliana and Carlos are just unbelievably amazing parents. And one of the things I love is that Carlitos is so protective of Sebastian, and I hope it lasts, you know, like, my mom and my aunt were 3 years apart, and they were so close, but they were so different, and things like that, you know, and, like, if you ask Carlitos, who's older, he's 11, you know, and Sebastian's 8, and if you ask him, and you say, like, who's your best friend? Carlitos will say, Sebastian's my best friend. And you go, oh, no, not like your brother, but like, who's your best friend? He'll be like, well, so-and-so is my best friend. This kid has been his friend for like, you know, ever. He'll be like, it's my best friend, like my school friend. He's like, but Sebastian will always be my best friend. He's 11 and he still says that, and I love that so much. So, yeah. We were talking about how, like, this would be, like, Alex, I told Alex tonight, I said, I wish, we need to bring your mom to Miami. One of her really good friends lives down here anyway, and I said, we need to bring her to Miami and just get, like, an Airbnb and go out to dinner. Like, his mom would have loved the Versace place tonight, and just walking around Lincoln Road, and she would just love everything. She's just so much fun. I just feel like I'm so blessed with the in-laws that I have, you know. I have so many friends of mine that are just like, do not get along with their in-laws, and I feel like my in-laws just totally brought me in and made me part of the family, and I just feel so blessed. Well, I mean, of all the Liliana and Jessica, I mean, I've been around the longest now. So I'm like old news, you know what I mean? Like, I've been around forever. Plus, anywhere we go, they always think that, like, if it's like Alex and his mom and like me and like a couple other people from the family, they always think that Angria and I are married. They always think that I'm like her husband. She loves it. She thinks it's hilarious. So anyway, she's a good-looking woman. I mean, if I was, hey, listen, we're trying to get her on the Golden Bachelor. So the next Golden Bachelor, we're getting his mom on that show. So anyway, yeah. But we walked back, and we came back and called Tanya Jean and checked in with her and stuff like that. And so it's been a good trip. It's been a really nice trip. And now I'm gonna get off here and start uploading this, and then watch the last episode of Fellow Travelers and go to sleep. So I'm just doing short outros the whole trip. But I do hope that you're having a magically amazing, what is tonight? Is tonight Tuesday or is tonight Wednesday? Well, it's Wednesday now. I hope that you're having a magically amazing Wednesday, since it's Wednesday now, but it's Tuesday going into Wednesday. So I usually say Tuesday, but I usually don't vlog this late either. So I hope you're having a magically amazing whatever day. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. Maybe I should do my outro. And, you know what? Hell's bells, I'm not going to. Just know that I love you. Let's be kinder to one another. You never know what somebody's going through today. And if you're going through something, it's going to get better. Things are going to get better. And, things are going to get better. They are. You know? Eventually. And whatever we're going through right now, whatever you're going through right now, is going to be a lesson to you later in life. I know that today. You know, that's hard to accept sometimes, you know. We learn as we go through life. But I hope that you guys aren't going through tough times. But for those that are, I want you to know I'm sending prayers and positivity. You don't have to believe in prayers, but I do. And I'm sending you lots of prayers and lots of positivity. I maybe don't say it enough over here as I need to, but I just want to say, for those of you that have supported me and followed me and been so kind and loving for so long, I just want to say thank you. I appreciate it. I love you too. And it really, really feels nice to be so loved and so cared about. And I really appreciate it. It means more than you'll ever know. So, I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next vlog. Bye. Love you. Happy birthday, Elena, from Miami.